God has given us those 10 commandments to say, do not, do not, do not.
There are lots of good people in Palestine, and they don't need people like us.
You will not experience good or bad.
So right now I'm here at Speaker's Corner. I have no idea what to expect. This is actually my very first time coming here, but I had to come here. People have been coming here since the mid-1800s, here to debate anything to do with spiritualism, politics, and of course religion. And as I navigate my way through the world of spirituality and my pathway to God, it only makes sense for me to come to Speaker's Corner. Gets a bit controversial sometimes, but we'll be all right.
God knows our thoughts before we think them. So do you understand? Righteous judgment in our world has to happen.
I think people believe in things by default, and they just spend the rest of their lives believing in that thing as opposed to challenging their existing views and thoughts.
Yeah, it's a cognitive bias sort of thing.
Yeah. So what's your views? Like, what do you think about this whole spectrum of spirituality and religion? Like, where do you stand on it? Because listening to you, you seemed kind of like anti the whole thing.
I am stuck on a Band-Aid and a Band-Aid stuck on me. You know what that is?
What I want us to return back to is where the culture of all these unique sub-races or ethnicities have their own unique flavour of their own culture, and I believe we need to return to where we have a symbolic and Gnostic understanding of religions and the god or gods, but essentially worship our ancestors, nature. Yeah, that's all what's connecting us, but also understanding their boundaries, you know.
Because, like, essentially, we're all here on this earth, we have to share it.
Yeah, I'm a pagan.
You're a pagan.
Yeah.
And we have to coexist.
Yeah.
And the thing is, part of coexisting is about tolerating each other's differences.
Yeah, of course.
And like largely with a lot of these monotheistic religions, it's like you subscribe to mine.
Yeah.
And in doing so...
Our way or the highway.
Right. In doing so, subsequently, where is the coexisting and all of that? And we have to share this whole world. So where are you in that? Like, do you subscribe to any in particular?
I suspect, in fact I know this for a fact, they do know that their religion is bullshit, but they like the power. They like the power of having their crowds together. That means they can produce wealth. You know, these preachers that you see in America, you know, who have these huge sort of like events, a lot of them know that this is bullshit, but they still enjoy the power. In fact, the elites of Arabs, Muslims, even admit saying that, yeah, we know Islam isn't true, but we still like to control the people. So it's all about a power structure, a pyramid. You know, there's always going to be the elites that control the masses, and one of the most powerfulest methods is organized religion, and it works.
This is your absolute truth, whereas for over there, his is Islam. Somewhere else, it's like being a Buddhist. And, and maybe people believe in things depending upon where they are culturally from. So perhaps what you're believing in, which is no disrespect to it, is by default. So were you raised a Christian or a Catholic? What was your...
I was raised a Catholic, like
you were
a
raised
Muslim
Catholic.
was
yeah.
In the mosque.
Okay.
I was like this. I can't explain that.
Right. And what I'm trying to say is that everybody is here, and perhaps it's just our way of trying to navigate our own personal ways to get to where we're going.
Navigation. Yeah. But when I was 17, something changed in my life.
So what was the thing that changed for you? Because that's a personal thing that changed for you.
Yes.
Right.
Very personal.
Right.
Yes. When I was 17, I had tried out all this Catholic stuff and I was just confused.
Okay.
I was doing all the works I could do. I was trying to be as good as I could get.
I believe there's something, even though sometimes I question it, but I believe there's something, a deep essence that we all have.
Yeah.
But everyone's so clouded by their own beliefs, their own religion, their own culture, their own traditions, that we're all really seeking for the same thing. But because of our own beliefs, everyone's fighting each other, everyone's being passionate with each other, everyone's saying, my God's this God, my God's this God, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, we're all looking for the same thing. It's just expressed in different ways. And because we've only been brought up in certain traditions and certain religions, that's where we become ignorant to other things and think that, no, you're wrong. We're taught that so-and-so's bad, and like, when I hear other Christians make comments about Muslims, I don't like it at all, because two of my best friends are Muslims and they're lovely people. Like, being a Muslim doesn't make you a bad person.
is the thing, you know. If it, when there's a full stop, the sentence stop, yeah? So you start in a new sentence. When you have a comma, it's just giving you a break of an abbreviation, yeah? You want to go there, brother? Brother, we used to teach an exercise in high school in Jamaica.
This is what we do all day long, is worry about brown people coming in and killing our children.
If you can show me a human society that never believed in anything, I'd be really interested to see how it managed its life, how it's.
I think people have believed in various things throughout the whole of human history.
All of human history, there's been a belief in something more than just us.
But it's what is that something, and can we actually say that Jesus is the
way, the truth, and life?
The way, the truth, and the life, and that it debunks everything else that everyone else has believed in.
No, we can't say that. That would be a ridiculous thing to say. That would be throwing away loads of cultures, myths and mythology and ways of living, belief structures. Just because one man got like popular and sort of set off a load of chain reactions doesn't mean it's a great.
Why was he so popular, do you think?
You know, like talking to people's innate drives or intuitions of what right and wrong is.
Have you ever read the New Testament, just as a matter of interest? Okay.
Will you ever read the New Testament?
Where'd you get your information from?
A bit biased in that sense?
No, it doesn't. I get influenced way too easily. If I start reading the Bible, you never know, I'll start believing it. I've got to
You'll start being here preaching.
Yeah, indeed.
So you might be doing unto others as you'd have them do unto you. It'd be a great start.
Yeah, no, I actually live by the be the change you wish to see in the world, which I believe is an
Say that again, sorry.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. I want to talk about like the real problems of capitalism and the way we're living. There are real problems. They don't really seem to be addressed here, do they? In my opinion, anyway, they don't seem to be addressed here. We just go around in some sort of disattached argument. It's not really attached with how we live.
I haven't killed anyone in my life.
No. You
I haven't killed anyone.
You're Christian, you're Neither is he. We have no problem with that.
Who's the we and the us in this conversation?
No, you anti-Semitic.
Really?
Yeah, you are German people anti-Semitic. We have nothing to do with it. We have nothing to do with Holocaust.
I'm not a particular believer.
So when you hear things like, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell. If you don't believe in Allah or this
typical closed-minded sectarian hatred, which thankfully I think more people are becoming immune to. I mean, there are some pretty good polls that say that for the first time in our history, in Britain at least, under 50% of the population believe in any kind of God at all. They may be into spirituality, they may be into meditation or whatever, but the old styley, religion which requires you to say, I'm going to heaven, but you're not, or you're going to get punished forever, or you're going to get tortured by, especially the God of love. That doesn't work anymore. You can't scare people into being good anymore. It doesn't work. But still, I mean, the old lies you'll hear the old lies down here that have been going for hundreds of years.
So do you believe that's the way to go then? Like to abandon, monotheistic religion, traditional religion, and take other alternative means of worship?
Well, all I'd say is that's the way we're going. Now, I'm not silly enough to think that that's all good. I mean, if we're moving from a culture which was centered on Judeo-Christianism to move to, as it were, nothing, will create problems, issues. So there are problems and issues to do with that. But I think overall, in the long run, I'm hoping it's a good thing.